Hi there. Well, I'm back to talk about my Ripmax bullet, but as you can see from this pile here, it hasn't got a happy ending. Now, hopefully you'll have seen the video I did previously where I had a look at the overall ARF and how it went together and how it seemed to be constructed and kind of my views on that. And if you saw that video, you'll see I always planned to do a follow-up video of just how it performed and how it lasted. But as you can imagine, I didn't expect it to have an ending like this. But anyway, if you haven't seen that previous video, have a look in the link below, and the description below, and there'll be a link to the video that you can see. Now, before we talk about the pile in front of me, let's just remind ourselves about what it looked like. And here's a short clip of it taking off, bit of flying and it landing, only a short clip, and we will get to another bit of film later where it all goes rather ugly. Well, as you can see from that, it actually flew quite nice, and I was just getting used to flying it and enjoying flying it, and it did fly really nice. I still have major concerns about how it was constructed, but having deconstructed it now, I've actually taken all of the fittings out and the engine off the front, and I've just got the basic remains here. But looking at these, it allows me to actually see how it was constructed, how well glued it was. You can see it's taken a bit of a battering at the front and the wingtips here. And actually the wings are constructed really nicely. It's fairly soft balsa, it's all glued, and yeah, it's quite nice. And I have no issues with how the wings were built. My main issues still stand that I said in the first video, that I think the fuselage is shockingly designed and shockingly built, really, with it not being glued properly. And yes, we still have this really hard, heavy balsa, which made it tail heavy. It was interesting over the last weeks, months, flying this. I've gradually been losing bits of trim, and the trim just comes off as you're flying it, and you leave a trail behind you, and it doesn't stick back down with a hot iron. It seems to leave the glue on the white film, and this is just plastic now. It's got nothing sticky at all. I was sticking bits down in the field with tape. There's a bit here, it's got some tape on it, just to try and keep it serviceable and flying. The actual base coat, as I said in the original video, the white seems to be on quite well. It's just these other bits that just peel off. As you can see, I drove this fairly hard into the ground and smashed the front in and the wings. And we'll have a look at a video of that just now. But take a look at this and see what you think. Well, as you can see, that didn't end well. It was fairly catastrophic, and I still really don't know what caused the accident. Looking at the film, you can see it's flying up the strip fairly fast, and I start to bank it round. The first indication I get that there's any kind of problem is the engine starts to falter and then eventually cuts out. It might be as simple as it then just went round and dived down into a bit of a stall and I couldn't recover it. But it actually felt like I was losing contact with the plane, and it might be that the fail-safe, which I've got set up obviously to cut the throttle, was starting to kick in. You'll see as it's spinning round just before it hits the ground, there is a little bit of a twitch as I try to correct it, and I've got a little bit of contact there, but I didn't feel that there was proper contact between myself and the plane. But I guess we'll never know. I checked the battery, it was fully charged, I checked everything, and everything seemed to be working fine after the event. So it's kind of a mystery. I mean, maybe a better pilot would have recovered it, I don't know. It all happens in the blink of an eye, and you make decisions at the time, and you either save it or you don't. And obviously I didn't. So we'll just put this down to experience and move on. I mean, if you've got any ideas what might have gone wrong, then please leave me a comment below, but please be kind. It's never nice to lose a model. So what of the future? Am I going to be rushing out to buy another Ripmax bullet? I don't think so. It flew lovely and it was a very light model, but I just didn't like the way, particularly the fuselage was constructed, and the way the covering was just peeling off, and I don't actually like the look of the plane either. I could repair it, it is repairable, but it would take quite a lot of time, and to be honest, I would much rather put my time and effort into building something new. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know at heart I'm a builder, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll be building something new, and this will be off to the bin. So I hope you enjoyed that, I hope you found it useful, and please leave me a thumbs up if you like, or a comment, and thanks very much for watching.